Describe a family member you spend most time with. You should say who this person is, what kind of person they are, what you usually do together, and explain why you spend most time with them. I've always been close with my immediate family, so one family member I've spent a lot of time with is my sister Louise. While we were growing up together, we spent a lot of time in each other's company because she was only 2 years older than me, so a lot of my earliest memories involve my sister. I remember running around the garden with her, playing board games, having water fights, and doing lots of other fun activities. I liked spending time with her because she was always very supportive and kind to me. She would share food that she ate and the toys that she had at home. At school too, she would protect me from any bullies and also help me with my homework. Even though we didn't see eye to eye on everything, we always respected each other's opinions. And nowadays, we don't spend as much time as we used to together because we're both grown up and living in different cities, but we still keep in touch on social media and through the internet. We're often sending each other funny videos and pictures since we have a very similar sense of humor. And every time I go to London, I always make an effort to see my sister and catch up with her. I'm very grateful to have such a kind sibling. What are the benefits of younger and older generations living together? And how about the drawbacks? I guess the main benefit is that older generations can share their experience and advice with the younger people in the house. Generally speaking, older people have more experience in life, work, and relationships, which means they can help their children or grandchildren avoid the same mistakes they made or make the correct decision about their futures. On the other hand, though, some people's houses aren't quite big enough to keep 3 generations of people inside, and that could mean that there's little privacy in the house, which could become frustrating after a while, especially for the younger people. So those are some pros and cons that come to mind. Which do you prefer? Support from family members or friends, and why? I think it depends, because if you're talking about personal issues like health or money, I would ask my family, because I don't want to share that kind of information with my friends. However, if you mean more general advice, like my job or relationships or school, I would go to my friends for advice, since they're my age, which means they can empathize and understand my problems better. So I think it depends on the problem. How many generations does each family have? I think it's just 3 or 4 generations nowadays, because I've seen that families have gotten smaller and smaller since people are living longer, meaning that they're waiting longer to have children. In the past, adults had children in their early 20s, whereas nowadays, some adults wait until their 30s or even later. So families in my country have become smaller, with typically only 3 or 4 generations, compared to 5 or 6 in the past. Is it important to visit family members? Why? I think so, because family is the most important relationship you can have in your life, so you should maintain that connection by visiting often. If you don't visit very often, it can be easy to drift apart or lose touch with a family member, which is always a shame considering they were probably quite involved in raising you and helping you when you were younger. So I think it is important.